Hey creators, it's Loretta here from Creators Gap, and today we're tackling a topic every digital seller needs to understand: how to use free fonts safely and legally. Before we dive in, a quick but important disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, and this video is based on my understanding as a digital creator. Font licensing can vary widely, so always check the specific license that comes with each font to make sure you're using it correctly. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump into how to use free fonts like a pro without landing yourself in any licensing trouble. This is one of those hidden gaps that new creators don't realise exists. You find a cute font online, you use it in your planner or Etsy listing, and you assume because it's free to download, it must be free to use. But no, that's where most creators get caught. So let's cover the basics. Why does licensing matter? Because fonts are design assets, just like clip art or digital papers, and the creator of that font controls how you're allowed to use it. Most creators who end up in trouble didn't do anything malicious, they just didn't realise the font they downloaded was personal use only and not allowed in commercial products. This is why we don't download fonts from Pinterest links or random freebie blogs. They often re-upload fonts illegally, and using them unknowingly can still cause issues. There are three main types of font licenses creators need to know: personal, commercial, extended or special. So personal use means you can only use the font for your own birthday invitations, your kid's school project, or your personal vision board, but not for anything you sell. No Etsy, KDP, client work or logos. It's the most common license and the one that gets creators into trouble. Commercial use. This is what you want. These fonts are allowed in products you sell, your branding, your social media graphics, and your printables. For most digital creators, this is the safest option. Extended or special licenses. These are needed if you want to use the font inside apps, PLR bundles, or distribute editable files. They're usually very affordable and sometimes included automatically, but it's worth knowing when you might need one. Here's the quick difference. If a font says personal use only, you cannot use it in anything you sell, even if you're a small seller. If a font says commercial use, this is what you want for Etsy listings, printables, journals, PDFs, logos, website branding, digital templates. Now let's talk about the fun part, where to find safe fonts you can use confidently. First, Google Fonts. Every font on there is 100% free for commercial use, and you can upload them into Canva or Photopea. Next is Font Squirrel. They only host fonts with clear licensing and make it super easy to see what you're allowed to do. Then there's Creative Fabrica, which often includes commercial rights automatically, even on freebies. Adobe Fonts is also fantastic if you're using Adobe tools. On the flip side, avoid fonts from Pinterest, Tumblr, or sites that offer free font bundles with no documentation. If you download a font and there's no license text included, that's a red flag. If you can't find who created the font, also a red flag. When in doubt, skip it and choose one from a trusted source instead. Font licenses can look overwhelming, but you don't need to understand every line. Just scan for a few key phrases. If you see commercial use allowed, POD allowed, or for use in products, you're okay. If you see personal use only, not for resale, or no commercial use, that font is off limits. Uploading fonts into Canva is amazing. It unlocks so much creative freedom. But you can only upload a font if you legally have the right to use it. That means no personal use fonts, no found it online fonts, no fonts downloaded from a sketchy site with no license file. Again, when in doubt, do not use it. Uploading is simple and Canva walks you through it. But remember, always keep a copy of your license in a folder. It's your proof if you ever need it. Most beginner designs look messy because people use too many fonts. You only need 2 fonts to create a strong brand. One for headings, one for body text, and maybe a decorative accent font used very sparingly. The easiest way to pair fonts is to mix opposite personalities. A bold serif header with a clean serif body always looks professional. If you're not sure where to start, these pairings are classic creator favourites. They work beautifully in planners, blog graphics, journals, courses, everything. Avoiding these mistakes alone will instantly improve your designs. Don't stretch fonts, don't use scripts for long paragraphs, they're just unreadable, and definitely avoid low contrast text like light grey on white. But the biggest mistake, using personal use fonts in commercial products. Always check that license. And just a quick reminder before we wrap up, I'm not a lawyer and this video is for educational purposes only. Licensing rules can differ depending on the creator and the platform, so always read the license that comes with the font. And when in doubt, do not use it. And if you want help with your next product and adding in all those lovely fonts, then grab my free 1-hour offer optimizer from the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Creators Gap tutorial.